The siding is so cool to see. I mean, I've seen it rendered obviously 1,000 times. And
but it's actually a better color in person because the rendering was a lighter color. The house is different and it's modern, but it's very soft and respectful and ton of presence up on the hill.
Yep.
But it sits real low to the ground.
I like the light. These steppers are really sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we look at this. This is a LED channel all the way up. That was machined into the stainless. So then you have continuous LED.
Does this get grouted in then?
Yeah, this went in yesterday. So we just made the plate to match the same width as the brick. Until the deck was in, I never realized how much outside space this
is. This thermally treated or no?
Yeah, yeah, it's thermally.
I like how naturalistic it feels. From down here and you come up, it's unexpected. When you think of a front porch, you think the traditional overhang, you think all these things. It feels like a back patio on the front.
Yeah, everyone's like, this is like a room. This is like an outdoor room. Especially when you have a party, like your dining space is right there. Like people are gonna be hanging out, drinks on the ledge here. And what's nice is, I mean, when this grows in and like spills over, even right now, standing up or sitting down, you can't see the street. There's no car traffic that goes to your eyesight, which is
and the fact that you're elevated is super nice too.
Yeah. And underneath, you get 3 cars out of the weather and then your 3-car garage. So you have like 6 parking spots completely out of the weather.
Of course, I've been waiting all time to touch these things.
This wasn't? No. Oh, it wasn't installed at all?
No. You had a sample, I think you had a mock-up.
Oh.
Look at how.
That makes sense. It took 50 weeks.
You told me that the other day.
50 weeks from WRB. So installation, strapping.
Year, baby.
Yeah.
Would you do it again? And what were some of your lessons learned on this?
Definitely do it again.
Yeah.
The install is the most complicated install you could do.
Of this product? Why?
The mitered corners, the fins, and these returns. Typically, on the corners, you see a piece of angle iron used. So then you just butt joint to the angle iron. So it's like a reverse corner.
Yeah.
And so they're just straight cuts. These are compound mitered cuts. Every shingle has to be compound mitered. So we had to buy a special saw for that. Since we did this on the roof, on the hip roof is a bastard hip, so every single corner is a different angle. This is custom bent, this is custom bent, and then you have this. So it's just like, it's just a lot of cutting.
So what is this a stylistic thing, or you can't miter them both?
No, you could.
Together? You could, okay.
Yeah. I actually said, why don't we just miter them? And Vincent pushed back and said, I think we should do the fin. You have the handmade brick and then the super machine-made metal. So it has like this super nice contrast. And frankly, it just really sharpens all the corners. If you did the corners without it, you get this constant like undulation going up every corner.
Yeah. Yep.
Which, I mean, in some ways could be cool, but I think this was the right move.
It cleans it. No, it's super cool.
So then down here, we just kept the thermary because you end up having the pavilion over here. But again, like everything courses out, right? Like we have our...
Again, this is funny. It's so hidden from here. And I guess I wasn't paying attention. I was too drawn into the front to even notice this. I remember it when I was here before, obviously wanting to know what it would look like. I love how these would play off of each other as well.
Yeah, and then you have the back one.
Yep.
And there's living space under here.
Yep.
So then you have the pavilion over there.
Oh, I love that smell. This is cool.
And then you have the 2 irregular or bastard hips that are separated.
I always see that from your aerial views, but seeing it here, just it hits different.
Yeah.
What are the gutter outputs? I know you have your internal gutter.
They drop down, and then in this stone, about 18 inches down, there's a perimeter drain, and they go out there, all gravity fed.
On the exterior, what were the 3 hardest things?
The shingles. The install wasn't hard, it was just laborious. A ton of time went into installing these shingles. Same thing with the insulation.
But you've done that many times.
Yeah, but the challenge is you have almost 40,000 pounds of brick on the house. That strapping has to be anchored back to stud. And you're drilling a 12-inch screw through 5 inches of insulation into a 1.5-inch wide stud. I love the backyard.
You know what I sort of like? Just listening to the quiet of like the rain falling on the leaves behind us and just kind of like the serene setting. Like obviously the house isn't quite done yet, but like we're so used to the noise and the clutter. Like there'll be a time where you'll come out here. I mean, I would if I were you, and I would sit and I would just have a cup of coffee for like an hour and just stare at the house.
I also love seeing like the work happen. Like it's because the house is so quiet. When you're inside, you don't hear anything outside. When you're outside, you don't hear anything. Seeing, just progress being made through the window is cool.
You mentioned this morning for coffee how people came up to you and were like, thank you so much. The trades people and our partners feel very empowered by a project like this. So they get your vision. When you say skeptics, is it people outside?
Or just like, there's multiple components to this. It's building, it's one thing, and being able to build it is one, but then it's, does it actually work in the market? Can I actually sell it? Is it successful? And then like what defines that success? And for me, the success is selling it and then creating work behind it. I know that there's a lot of people watching what we're doing and sitting on the sideline and wondering, I wonder if that will work. Even architects say, Nick, I just want to thank you. And I was like, for what? They're like, I've always wanted to do this and you're doing it. And if this works, this means that there's a market for it. Meaning like
we can design it, we can pursue.
Like, New England is so known for traditional New England architecture. Even some of the best modern architects around here, they struggle with, getting a client to be more creative. And to the point where one of them was here and he's like, yeah, we had a beautifully modern home designed and we went to start construction. And the husband came in and was like, can we just add a gable roof to it? And he's like, what? Like this whole house was designed around this flat modern roof.
Right.
And he's like, I know, I love everything about it. I just want the roof to be like a gable. And he was like, because he got scared. He got scared with the fact that like, it's too modern. I think here we built a very modern home, but it's super respectful of the architecture and it's familiar in materials and shape and size that it doesn't feel as though we've disrespected anything around us, but instead just reimagined what is already familiar.